first inductee, I got a chance to meet her and her family a little earlier. They're all very tall, which is a great athletic gene to have that, again, I was not blessed with. So, Catherine Hlavin Demet, 86 graduate. She was a 3-sport star as a Patriot, holding or breaking records in volleyball, basketball, and track and field during her career. On the basketball court, she set a single season record for scoring at Stevenson with 511 points, averaging nearly 20 points per game in 1984 and 1985. Her numerous accolades included two all-conference honors and the Daily Herald All-Area Player. In track, Catherine, she broke, 3 different high jump records, one that was held for 30 years. And she also was the most valuable player in 1983. She especially shined, though, on the volleyball courts, where she was the Daily Herald All-Area Player for 3 years counting, All-Conference for 3 years, All-County First Team for 2 years, and also won the Super Patriot Award in 1984. Catherine's dominance on the court led her to a full scholarship at Louisiana State University, LSU, where she won 2 SEC championships. Catherine also is an elite stair climber, which just makes me start to heave just thinking about climbing the steps at the Willis Tower or at the Hancock building, which she has done numerous times. She placed 3rd in the elite Hancock climb, 5th in the Willis Tower climb just this year. Oh, and by the way, she also is an elite Ironman racer, an all-world athlete completing 19 half Ironmans and 4 full Ironmans. So without further ado, please welcome to the stage Stevenson's newest Hall of Famer, Catherine Hlavin Demet.
Thanks, Josh. Welcome back to Stevenson. This is a great honor to be here. This is called the thank you speech. So, thank you for all those who have traveled far and near, taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here at LA Stevenson. Thank you, Trish, Director and Allison Fink, Sports Coordinator, for coordinating this very special VIP weekend. The football game yesterday was spectacular. There was like VIP treatment. It was, as I said, up to LSU level. It was pretty congratulations to my fellow inductees, Chris, Katie, Ellie, and as I say, Mr. Taylor. Amazing talent and dedication to each of your sports. When I received the call/email, when I was inducted into this Hall of Fame, my first thought was, oh my gosh, I have to tell my whole family, and I have a big family. So the second reaction was, do I have a triathlon this weekend? No, I have it next weekend in Muncie. And third, when's my hair appointment? So I want to thank my parents who have both passed away, Robert and Frances Hlavin. Thanks for their athletic genes and their height. As they said, we are all very, very tall. They are my biggest fans. My dad told me to keep a journal and to conserve my energy on the way bus rides. So he said, when everybody's playing around, just keep calm and inner energy. Just save your energy. My mother, who with 6 kids, was glad that I was out of the house playing all the time. She was my biggest fan and would travel to my away high school games and college games. My biggest thank is just her splurge on specialized high jump shoes, cleats, because they had cleats on the heel of the shoe. And my sister Laura worked at Foot Locker, so I was able to obtain these shoes. And within that week, I broke the high jump record at Glenbard North High School at 5'1", and then the next year at 5'4", and my senior year 5'4" again. And like they said, it held for 30 years, and I was keeping track each year. It was held, and my kids did swimming, and I would show them on the board. So it was a big honor to have your name up on the board. I want to thank my husband, Peter. I've known him for 35 years, married for 30. We just celebrated our big 3-0, and our 2 sons. Opposites do attract. He's been with me through my junior year at LSU, traveling to my games, and now he's my triathlon Sherpa. A Sherpa is like a caddy for a golfer. They wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, they make sure you're fed, and they drop you off at the race, and then car so you could do your stuff. And then it's a long day. I think it's harder to be a Sherpa than to actually do the race. Because I volunteered for, I've run 10 marathons, and I volunteered my 11th one. I volunteered at Chicago, and I said, that was harder than running a marathon, because you're up at 4 till noon. But he always says to me, did you get your chocolate, and did you work out? So he knows me, he gets me. So thank you, Peter. To my sons, Cole and Christopher, my biggest award, they're 6'3" and 6'2". I watched them swim at Lake Forest High School, swim club in high school. They made me want to swim. Just watching them every day at 5 o'clock till 7. So I hired a coach, and I learned the right way how to swim by their inspiration of their swimming. And thank you for being my boat Sherpa. So we have a boat on Lake Michigan, and I'll swim open water swim, and they'll follow me on the boat on Lake Michigan. I am one of 6 children. I fall 5th in order, 4 sisters, 1 brother. I'll go down the line. So Julie, who's not here, she was my sports and analyst. So after a game, we'll go over the stats. And now for triathlons, we're like always nitpicking my stats. Alice, my sister Alice, we're 4 years apart in age. She's a Stevenson alumni too. And our birthdays are 4 days apart, and she's 4 inches taller. So I always say that. Thank you for motivating me to be the best that I can. She's always there, but now she's my mother, basically. She's always like, don't get injured. My brother Bobby, he's also an alumni. Playing against him as a kid gave me my playing style of basketball. Rough and tough, but I always played with the boys. And by playing with the boys, it gave me an edge, I thought, when it was time to play with the girls. I'm left-handed, so that also gave me a nice edge. To my sister Laura, she's not here. Her daughter is on the Louisville crew team, so she's at Parents Weekend. I want to thank her because she nominated me, but we also played softball when we were younger together on teams, and then Stevenson, 2 years basketball together, and we're known as the Hlavin sandwich because she was 6 feet and I was 5'10". But in high school they said I was 5'11". And then I grew after I swam, so now I am 5'11", so we're the Hlavin sandwich. And my youngest sister Mary, she got me and her out of our comfort zones. We raced marathons, duathlons, and stair climbing together. So thank you, Mary, because you gave me a new sport to follow after Stevenson. I want to thank all the relatives in attendance and their support who are here and not. So now I'll go through each sport. I've done 3 sports at Stevenson. Varsity, all 4 years. So volleyball, thank my teammates. My first coach was Mary Malota. Mary Malota was a newbie teacher here at Stevenson. She just graduated from Northwestern. She was a cross-country coach, and she knew nothing about volleyball. So she brought in her volleyball friends from Northwestern, and we were learning from them until Mr. Shank showed up. Mr. Shank was a volunteer that year, and the rest is history. He took over the volleyball program. He gave us new uniforms, nets, balls, and this is going back with the old rules and side outs. So now the volleyball is, I don't even have to keep up with it. It's every point counts, and you can jump serve. So his coaching style was right for me. It worked. It was basic skills, form, and strategy. Mr. Shank was also ahead of his time by calling newspapers on payphones right after our matches. So we would play a match, and he would go to the payphone and call Pioneer Press, Daily Herald, and he'd give the stories, our scores and stats. And that was before Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And now kids have like a sports app. It's like a real time of what they're doing. So I think that's pretty cool. We have to promote it. We had to promote ourselves at the time too as a player. So I was big into the 80s, 80s music. I liked going to the dance clubs and stuff. And my style was my haircut. So I had the go-go Billy Idol haircut, and that sparked interest in newspapers and the colleges. Some colleges liked it, and some didn't. I was thankful LSU liked it. So, Mr. Shank was also my track coach. Again, I emphasized how his coaching style and how I took to it worked. I was really I liked weightlifting. I thought it would prevent injuries and I liked each sport in the moment. I liked volleyball and volleyball, basketball and basketball, and track, and I didn't do any club volleyball or club basketball at the time. I just liked each sport in each period of time. My third sport was basketball, the most physical, and I loved it. I want to thank Mr. Phil Raffelli for scouting me in 8th grade at Daniel Wright. He did. He came with some seniors or juniors at the time, and he scouted me at 8th grade at Daniel Wright. Thanks to Mr. Oliver, he's here. I'll give a shout out to him. He was the media tech crew for videotaping and making the best of college recruitment tape for me, which I brought to LSU, and they said, "Is this for real?" So thank you for making the best of tape. And I want to thank LSU, the SEC, the NCAA Title IX for women's in sports, the dream to play in a D1 in the Southeast Conference and to win 2 SEC championships. My rings. Thanks Coach Scott Luster, Francis Compton, Jim Smoot, Fran Flory, and Tanya Johnson, the new head coach now, who I also played. So she was a former player of mine, and she's now the head coach for LSU. Again, thanks to all my teammates, friends, and family. Stevenson High School, as my kids say it, it's basically a college. Adlai Stevenson has carried over to my college career, grad school, marriage, being a mother, sister, friend, and my next 3 sports, swim, bike, run. It's been a full circle, and I'm proud to say I graduated from Stevenson High School when asked, and I say, go mighty, mighty Pigs. Thank you.